E3 2012 is finally here. This is DarkGamer001 on behalf of RisingSunGamers, and we'll be reporting on all the Nintendo related announcements during this year's event. Don't forget to tune in to watch the Nintendo E3 press conference tomorrow at the LA Convention Center in California at 6 p.m. Central European Time. I'll put a link for the stream in the description box below. Now, as a kind of a warm-up event for the E3 press conference, Nintendo broadcasted a Nintendo Direct event, which consisted of pre-recorded footage of Satoru Iwata, President and CEO of Nintendo, showcasing some of the Wii U's features. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some of these announcements. First up, Mr. Iwata revealed that the Wii U's new controller is going to be called the Wii U Gamepad. No prizes for originality there, I guess. He then described the changes that the controller's design went through from the prototype version that we saw during last year's E3 event. The circle pads have been switched out in favor of analog sticks, which can also be clicked to add another element of control, similar to the analog sticks on PS3 and 360 controllers. We also have changes in button layout as well as on the back of the gamepad to make it more ergonomic. But if you still don't like the new controller, Iwata unveiled something that might be particularly interesting for the so-called hardcore gamers, the Wii U Pro controller. It is sort of like a cross between the Xbox 360 controller and the Classic Controller Pro for the Wii. Now, this will certainly be a welcome option for those who prefer more traditional gaming controllers, and it will probably make porting over some of the PlayStation 3 and 360 games that much easier for developers. Now, this won't be included with the console on purchase, but I guess Nintendo could look into offering console bundles with this controller included. Next up, we were presented with this incredibly cheesy trailer of a guy playing an as yet unnamed zombie game. Apparently, this guy gets owned pretty badly by the boss and ends up talking to his, and I quote, non-specific action figure. You couldn't make this stuff up even if you tried. I'll put a link to the trailer in the description box below. But anyway, the trailer is interesting in that it shows off a number of aspects that we'll probably hear more about during the E3 press conference and in the coming weeks. First up, what is immediately noticeable is that the gamepad being held by this depressed nerd is black. Later on, as you can see from this pic, we can also see that the console itself is black. It could just be a prototype, but on the other hand, it could mean that Nintendo have finally listened to their fans and are offering the console in different colors on launch day this time around. That would be awesome. That zombie game is also looking quite interesting. I'm willing to bet that we'll hear more about it during the E3 press conference too. Maybe a trailer and a few details, that would be nice. Anyway, we also get an insight into how video calls can be used with the Wii U, as well as the Miiverse, a function that will allow gamers to communicate with each other so that you could get through some of the more difficult parts of the games that will be available on the Wii U. Now, this Miiverse function will initially be available only on the Wii U at launch, but will then be expanded through updates so that you can use it on your 3DS, as well as your PC and other web-enabled mobile devices. The Miiverse can also be accessed when pausing the game without the need to terminate the gameplay, so you can just as easily return to action when you're ready. The Miiverse will be an integral part of the new Nintendo Network, an online platform that is currently in development for not just the Wii and the Wii U and the 3DS, but also for future Nintendo devices. Mr. Iwata said, and I quote, that we expect several generations of Nintendo hardware will be linked by the Nintendo Network. It's quite encouraging to see Nintendo finally giving the online aspect of gaming devices the importance that it deserves. But anyway, that is all the time we have for today. Be sure to tune in to our YouTube channel, RisingSunGamers, for the post-press conference reaction. This is DarkGamer001, over and out.